to apologize. I am a little have allergies right now, so I'll be coughing on and off throughout this, and I apologize for that. First off, I know it's a simple thing, but if you could make your videos higher quality, that'd be better. I can barely read the names of the people on here, so it looks like you have over 60 FPS, which is good. That's what you want to have when you're playing this game. At very minimum 60 FPS. So it doesn't look like you're struggling with that. It's just kind of annoying for me to have it lower quality. But let's get into it. Let's see what you do. We have Villa. It's very beginning of the round. You just started recording. Let's see what happens. We're just taking our drone in. We're finding out where they are, and then we're taking it out. So we know that they have a Valk, and we lost our drone. And since it's Villa and since it's 0-0, we know where they're going to be roughly. Like half the time when I play with my friends, we don't even have to drone it out. We can have one person go close to a door or window, and we can find out which room they're going to be in. Because they're either going to be in trophy or they're going to be in study room, study and aviation room, or trophy statuary. And that's typically your first picks, as since it's bomb, you're going to be there. Those are just the most defendable sites, and they're the easiest, the less coordination that you need between them, and that's that. And we're also Thatcher, which is good. Nice support off that you can pick. It's good universally. Never go wrong with that pick, which is good. We know that they have a Doc, and we also know that they have a Velk. Alright, and we're running with the AR-33, not a bad gun. Both of his guns, the L85 and the AR-33, are very average. You're looking for the spawn peak, which is good. IQ got a pick off a Doc. He was probably peeking out a bedroom window. He didn't say that he got Doc, which isn't great, but it's very easy to visualize that. And Valk just ran out, which leads us to believe that she either just knows that run out pretty easily, or there's a Valk cam outside, and we should probably look for it. And IQ got another. Also, the one we lost was Hibana, which would be a concern if we didn't have a thermite. It's kind of a concern for the sites that we're going to attack, because typically you want to have a Hibana so you can get those walls from a distance, because you can be safely outside and get the walls to objectives. Like right here, bedroom. That's a horrible arrow, but just right here against this wall, you can usually get the wall right there without having to actually go in, because then you expose yourself to bathroom, and you expose yourself to a lot more likelihood of dying, whereas Hibana could just shoot it in and then just set it off. So that's a little bad, but it's not the end of the world, essentially. Good job droning it out. You know, Doc died peeking bedroom window. Surprise, surprise. Also, I didn't catch this, so let's go back actually. The Valk runs out. Or no. We lose. Who ran out then? This should give us a name of who's running out. Enemy detected. And it wasn't Valk that he killed. So we know Valk's still alive. We don't know who else he killed, but we know that Valk is still alive. So let's go back to you droning. You're checking the spots. You probably should have right here. You can just have a Cav sitting in there. She won't move a muscle. And if she doesn't move, you don't know that she's in there. So simply just jumping your drone up onto the ledge of the bathtub. You don't have to go into it, but just jumping it up into the air so you can visually see inside, or jumping it up onto the ledge as you're going through will let you notify yourself if there's someone in there. Because now if someone's in there and we die because of it, that was our fault for not droning it properly. And we didn't drone behind the desk, and back. We aren't droning behind the desk here. This is like the easiest and place to hold, probably. in this entire half of the building is right here, because you just have the protection of the desk, and you can go and hide behind, there's some boxes over here that you can hide behind. You can hide behind these boxes, but most people will just hide right there. We never even checked it. It didn't even look like we attempted to look for it. We just kind of, looked over and then continued going. We're going, we're looking, we're listening for people. And it looks like IQ got someone that we could have droned, and we just lost our drone to a Mozzie pest. So that was poor droning on your part. You should also, right when you lose it, IQ is just sitting right here, and your drone's right here. If you had told her, IQ, that's not our drone, shoot it, then that's information that they just lose immediately. Because that's, the more time that you have a pest online, the worse it gets for you. Granted, there's only one person alive and it's a 1v4, but they could win just simply off of that. Like, it is a very hard and rare occurrence that could happen, but it could happen. You have to think about these things. More efficient you are, the better it is. And you know that's your drone that's taken, but you just walk past it. Your Thatcher EMP disabled it, it didn't destroy it, so they can still, I believe you can hear off of it. It sounds like a mute jammer, but you can still hear. There you go. You got her. There's zero communication whatsoever between your team and you. And that wasn't entirely great on your part, because you could have communicated a little bit. Not a whole lot, but there's still room for there. And our bands, it's a Monty, Jackal, Echo, and Clash. And let's see, what operators do we have unlocked? Okay, I am going to assume, since I see this, that you have the season pass, and apparently you got the season pass at the end of last year. But I wouldn't recommend picking her or Warden. She's basically a crutch operator for people that don't want to look at cams. The only time that she's actually viable is if the team is running like Echo, Mozzie, Maestro, Valk, maybe a Pulse, but basically they're just putting as much information on the board as they possibly can to try and get you, and she's the only one that can counter them. Is essentially like the only hard counter to that stuff. But other than that, it's not really useful to pick it. And it looks like you have all the base operators, which is great. You have all the year 1 operators. I don't know if you have Jackal unlocked, but he's banned right now, so I don't know that. But yeah, these operators are all not meta right now, but they are still good picks. So let's see. Are we going to ask anyone to spawn with us? Are we going to spawn with a Thermite? Typically, you want to spawn with your hard breacher if you're going to play the support role. The only exception would be if you are Twitch, because she can put her drone anywhere and she can help facilitate a hard breach without having to physically be there herself, whereas you need to be there for your Thermite. So I'd recommend spawning with him. Alright, and again, we're just trying to get our drone in to find what we need to and then get out. Also, we took a fairly long distance to get somewhere. The closest place that we can get into is garage, and now we're going up. And we hear them. They're in study again. So now we just need to put our drone someplace that's going to be useful for us, or we're putting it back in spawn. We also know that they have some type of GSG-9 operator, because that's their pistol right there. So it's a bandit, so now we know it's a bandit that they have. So they have a bandit and a Kaid.
They have a Jaeger.
And a Jaeger. Good thing for that person to call out that they have a Jaeger. So we only know that there's one person that is unknown at the moment. And he got the IQ, which isn't great. The IQ has been fragging out, so that's a lot of fragging potential that you just lost, unless the Twitch will bring it up with her F2. And she is, which is great. We have 3 people that are just peeking you at random. So right here, this is where I would say you probably want a Claymore. After this round, if you don't have a Claymore, then you should probably think about that. It's about thinking about what the enemy is doing and then countering that. We've seen them run out twice now, or 3 times. I'm trying to remember. I think it's only twice for sure. And so the only way to counter that really is to bring Nomad or to bring Claymores. If you bring Claymores, it doesn't hurt you as stature because Twitch is probably going to have it. You have a Buck of all things, which is one of the best soft destructors in the game. It's literally what he is supposed to do. So you don't really have to have breachers. You just have to coordinate with your Buck and ask him to open things that you want him to. You didn't have to repel there. You could have gone up on that vents. And now we lost our Buck, which sucks. Right after I said you can coordinate with him, you lost him. And now Bandit's down there, but no one's saying where he is. And the last person is probably a Doc or a Rook, or a Mute, because I just heard an MP7, or MP5, sorry. See, at this point, the droning is good, but I would ask your teammates, just simply ask them, where did you die from? Like, who killed you and where are they? Like, even though it is late information at this point, like, it's been like 5-10 seconds since all these people have died to Bandit, it's still useful to know where he is because he just got 3 kills from wherever he is. And I think this was like a silver game. So he's probably going to sit there the entire time. Most people will run away once you get into higher ranks because it's just like, I got my 3 kills, I am out, goodbye, you guys can have fun trying to get back from this. Whereas here it's just like, I got 3 kills sitting here. I'm just going to stay here for the rest of the round. There's no need to really look there because they can't be. That's outside. I would look at the bottom there to see if there's a dead body from the Jaeger, because we don't know where he died from. It doesn't look like there is. And right now we're not coordinating with our Twitch at all. We're halfway done with the round, and we aren't asking the Twitch what's going on, what she's planning on doing, what we're planning on doing, communicating what we're gonna do. We're just kind of going in. And we went in with no information, essentially. So, was that a guy? I'm pretty sure that was a person right there. Yeah. So Bandit was sitting up on the stairs, which is good. You're looking for him, but we watch. Yep, he just went down the stairs and went to the side. At that point, I wouldn't have pushed that. In my opinion, I would have grabbed my other drone and gone somewhere else. Maybe the front door. Try the front door. Because when you go through the front door, you can single out the angles a little bit better versus peeking that doorway, which you peek over and you have the hallway. You have the right there that you got killed from. You also have another nook where the front door is, because if you have a top-down view, so top-down view, this is the front door right here. There's another wall like right here, and then it's the hallway, and then there's another like archway, and this is where he killed you. He killed you like right here, basically. And this is the stairs going up. But he killed you right here. He could have been hiding right here. He could have been hiding right here, right here. He could have been hiding any of these spots. And then right over here is the hallway. He could have been in the hallway. That's very unlikely. You probably would have heard that. And you could have caught him off guard by that time. But they could have had an enemy that was right there. You just don't know, and there's so many unknowns with that it's just better to go in a different spot. And now she has no information. So she gets that kill, which is great. You're looking on drones, which is great. You're just seeing what you have available. At that point, after he killed Doc, I would have told him what Bandit's HP was, which was, I think he was pretty much full. I think he was only shocked with the Twitch drone. So doesn't really matter for that, but I would tell him that he was playing main stairs. That gives her an idea of where he can come from, because if he's playing main stairs, he's probably going to come from the hallway over here, or he's going to come straight through site. He's probably not going to come up through red stairs. Probably not. So that just limits her and tells her that he's probably not flanking all the way around, and he's not coming up from red stairs. He's going to come from one of 2 different spots. So That's why telling him where he's going to play is a good idea. And he has plenty of time, so he has plenty of time to process that. And we miss her getting into a gunfight. Sad day. This is gonna be unfortunate. Yep. And you see how fast he moved up? Like, he could just move up and just go to that archway, and he's got full cover, and he surprises her because he moved to an entirely different set of cover within a second, and that was enough to screw her over. And that's essentially what he did to you. So understanding that playstyle will help you. Now you know that they're just peeking it, like everything. So keeping that in mind, and then also keeping in mind that they are trying to reposition as often as possible. They understand that they can't peek the exact same angle every single time and win. They will reposition and peek a different angle. And that's what we hope to see from you, is you having to reposition. Let's see again here. Just looking to go in, see what happens. They can't be study, so probably going to be a trophy or statuary. And we can hear them over there. I can hear them. They're probably statuary. They could be kitchen at this point, but there's debris on the floor, and bandits right there. And Jaeger's also right there. So I would probably say that they are in trophy. Yep, definitely in trophy. Trophy statuary. And I don't know if you're going to do this. I don't think you are. You're just going to pick your operator, but put your drone in here. This goes outside. They can't get your drone then. If they walk along here, they're going to see it. If they don't, then that's on them. But if it dies, it's totally on you, and you have less information because of it. I would just go through the drone hole there and be outside, so then you don't have to worry about it. It's just one less thing that you have to worry about. And you thought about it looked like. That should have been your first instinct. You're being cautious. You're breaking open that window, which is good. Or that door, I should say. Alright, she got him. I think that was a Jaeger. No one else got that, which was kind of stupid. Yeah, that was a Jaeger. It's so hard to see with the lower quality, but it's okay. Alright, we know that they have like Ella and someone with an MP5. Good on Twitch that he was going super aggro there. And it's a mute that they have. Good job on the refrag. A mute for a Twitch probably isn't the best trade-off. He can put his gadget down and it's useful even after he dies, whereas she has to use her gadget and she has the F2. Alright, and so they have a Doc or a Rook. Not anymore. And the last one should be an Ella. Yep. So not much is going on in this game. To be completely honest, not much is happening. You're not coordinating with your team. You all are just kind of walking in and killing everyone. This is mostly due to the fact that the enemy team is just peeking you and doing really, really dumb plays. I don't really know how to critique this that much because not much is happening. It's not to say that you're doing bad or poorly. You're doing okay. You're not fragging out, but you don't need to frag out to do well. So it's just how it is. And you gotta pick Mira for Aviator Games. Good. Be very, very careful with Mira though on this site, because she can be an amazing operator for it, or she can screw over your entire team, because if they open up your Mira windows, they have free looks in the site without having to walk in the building at all. And you're reinforcing that wall, which it's okay, but I would probably say to reinforce this wall right here. Here, let me actually do this. This wall right here. Not only because you get better looks into sight, but if you go onto the other side here, so you have one wall right here and then another one right there on this side into casino by bar. If you reinforce the far wall over here, then you have soft walls in between everything, and you can open it up. And if they try and put Hibana pellets on this mirror window or this one, you can have a teammate on this side shoot the ones for this one, and you can shoot the ones for the other one with being completely safe. You can be completely safe behind your mirror windows and behind the reinforced wall, and you don't have to worry about that. So I recommend reinforcing this one. And if they're coming in the door to sight over here, you can sit right here hugging this wall and they can't see you. The only way they can kill you is if they nade you or if they walk in. So you're very, very safe in that wall right there. So I would recommend reinforcing this one instead of the left one instead of the right one. Sorry. Alright. Here, ideally what I was talking about is you're gonna reinforce here. You're gonna put a mirror window right on there. Rook was right in putting a rotation here. And then we put another mirror window right here.
10 seconds.
And this takes a while.
5 seconds.
As you can see, it took me almost the entire time to set up, which is why Mira should be doing this and only this, focusing on this. But the only thing that sucks is they can pop the mirror window from that door, which is why a castle or even barricading that off is good. You should also, as best you can, remove the debris in front of the window from both of them. So if we look here, we have a better sight picture now. The only one we can't really see is that one, but this mirror window isn't used to peek the window, it's used to peek the door there. So we're able to peek the door, so we're able to do that. And then if we need to hide in this corner. So if you see, we can't really get peeked at all, and then we can peek over if we need to. And we can see the entirety of over there. But right now, for this would be the most ideal setup, because then if they try and Hibana that, I can just peek out a little bit. I can shoot that entire thing. I don't even expose myself to that door for the entirety of that. And same thing with over here. You can just back up and you can peek over and you can shoot that. The only thing that sucks about this mirror window is you have to worry about that door then too. That's the one thing that you have to keep in mind if you ever play this mirror window. And if you have teammates playing it, is if they die from right there, you have to figure out, okay, was it the door or was it my door? Was it their door or my door? If they aren't speaking, then that becomes even harder. But yeah, that'll be for that. Good job on Rook making a rotation. Oh yeah, I was about to say, what you should do is when you're placing the mirror window, so you have, it looks like you did it, but I'll just reiterate. So this is the wall. This is a really crappy wall. So you should start trying to place your mirror window so it's like a little bit is on the edge here, just like a little bit, and then just slowly walk over until it turns green and then place it down. That way you have the shortest amount of distance between you and a pre-fire onto someone else's head. You almost put it on the farthest side away from a reinforcement, which isn't great. This one doesn't really matter because there's no way for you to actually pre-fire at all. So that one's not worthless for a mirror window, but it's borderline worthless because if they put a Hibana pellets on that, there's nothing that you can do to stop it. You don't have, well, you do have a mute, but if they have a Twitch or a Thatcher, they can shoot it from below. And Ash is already in. She's in the hallway to your right. Yep. You aren't saying that she's in. And they have a Thatcher or a Sledge. And it looks like Rook got the Ash. And it's a sledge, I believe. Yeah, because he broke the shield. Nice try on the C4 there, but you ended up destroying more gadgets that could have been worthwhile to you, because you probably destroyed all in that, a Capcan Trap, a Jaeger ADS, and a Mute Jammer. So not only will they walk through that door without having to worry about taking any damage, but now Sledge can throw his nades through, and now they can drone it and get information. So working on C4 throws, understanding that curve and where to put it, he just peeked right at you and killed you. I recommend watching the kill cams, especially, even if you know exactly how you died. I'm assuming that you're kind of a lower level, because this is a silver game as well. So just looking at it and seeing where they killed you from, or even how they killed you, is better than literally nothing at all. Knowing how he's actually peeking you, if he's just simply walking over, or if he's walking and hitting, what would that be? That'd be Q to lean into it. So he's walking and he's leaning into it, so it's even faster. So you can understand that he's what level of play that he's playing at. And you're not really telling him anything at all, which he knows exactly where they are, so I'm not gonna fault you for that. He knows exactly where this guy is, he can hear him too. But you should be on cameras right now to see if they have the 90 hallway camera. And he tried to snake it through. And now he's going to be able to nade it because there is no ADS there to stop him. Yeah, see, you have the camera there, so I don't know who's watching it. I don't know if they're giving him live calls or not. I'm assuming that they are, because he peaked it really fast. He went from not peaking it at all to peaking it fast, so I'm assuming that he's in a call with someone else, and they're giving him call-outs as to what's going on, which is great. That's what you want to do, because that's what happens. They say, he's not looking at you, not looking at you, and he just peeked it out, and killed him immediately. He pre-fired exactly where he needed to, and killed him. Alright, yep, and then trophy. See, and you guys are in a great position because this is Villa, and you got switched to defense, and you had 2 rounds on attack. So your odds of winning just skyrocket now, which is great. Alright. And we have barbed wire on Jaeger, which is good. Trying to figure out where we want to reinforce. You could have just reinforced on the other side of the bathroom there. There's not any negatives or positives with reinforcing which side of the wall. So could have saved you some time there, because Jaeger is one of the hardest operators to set up with, because there's so much to set up with him. It takes them, in my opinion, it's the longest one to do, mainly because you're expected to roam with him, so you have to set everything up, do your reinforcements, and then walk away. And you still have 3 ADSs in your inventory, and we still have 1 reinforcement as well. I don't think that there's anything left to reinforce. Alright, we're using that finally. They're coming in somewhere, they're flashing something. That's not a bad place for an ADS. I'd probably put that ADS right beneath the other one, because then it has the same reach distance as the other one. Good job on getting her. You just pinged it, you didn't say anything. Probably say, hey, diffuser's on ping. That way people know that they're over there. And we know that they have an LMG and they have a gridlock. So they either have a Finka or a fuse. I'm assuming it's a Finka. And who is that? It looks like Zofia. Nope, it was Ash. So then you say Ash dev. You're not saying anything. Alright. Excuse me. And there you go. And that was like the only thing someone else had said besides, I think at the beginning they said where they were, which was study. And that was it. Yeah. Not much they can really go off of with this. Oh, here, let's see the end card. See how you did and everyone else did. Alright. So, I don't think that you were grouped up with anyone. I think it was this team that had it grouped up. And if you look, they have 22 and 25 ping and 26. So those three are probably grouped up together. So it's not that you got put, it's mainly that you got put in as a counter weight for these guys. I don't know for sure if you were or not. If you were, then I would recommend not doing it because that entire game, they were just playing, I don't want to say at a higher level than you, but they were playing better than you, and you almost didn't seem like you knew exactly what was happening the entire time. You're doing very good plays and you're making good decisions, but you didn't see any action. It seemed like I wasn't even watching a game that entire time, more so than usual because not only did no one have a plan, no one was saying anything, no one was making call outs. I assumed that this guy and this guy were grouped together because they were silent pretty much the entire match. I think only this guy and this guy made any comments whatsoever. But the Capcan and Meister, I'm pretty sure were grouped up together and they were making call outs to each other the entire time. The entire time. And because of that, they did better than all of you. So that's one thing to consider. You're so low, you're at copper 2. It's mainly just at this point just getting the most value out of your gadgets and also playing smart with everything. I'm gonna try and put in a Mira clip in a custom game to show you that Villa, how that would work out. Uh, but yeah. Okay. So operators, you are very, very spread out on attackers, which is great. I love this. This means that you are able to flex onto any operator that you need to. That's exactly what you want to do and exactly how you want to play. Because you need to be able to adapt to what the enemy is bringing and being able to flex onto an Ash when you need to, an IQ, a Hibana, a Capital, a Jackal, Fuse. Like all of them are great operators to flex onto. And on your defenders, it looks like it's the same story. Yeah, everything's great. You probably use a little more time on Mira with setups and everything. I'll still show you that. Hopefully, if I remember to set up do the Mira custom game. But what I would say from that alone, I don't really have any gauge as to what's going on. You seemed like you knew what you were doing fairly well. You were engaged with the game fairly well. Not really anything to do with reaction time that I saw or reading the situation, but because there's just stuff that was unpredictable that you just can't predict. It's just stuff that you had to walk away from rather than engage in, like the bandit on main stairs. But I would recommend doing better with callouts. That's one thing. You didn't say a single word that entire time. You typed in chat some snarky stuff for Ash, and that was it. Being more aware of that, and slightly more aware at the beginning of a round, because it seemed like both times they were rushing in, and you just kind of sat there walking around, and you didn't realize they were rushing in until it was almost too late. So keeping that in mind as well.